Commander Aaron Hale's eyes snapped open to a pale, flickering light. His body felt stiff, as though he had been pressed into stone for an eternity. Confusion and disorientation swept over him like a storm. The chamber around him was silent except for a faint hum, mechanical and constant. As he struggled to focus, he realized that the room was unfamiliar. It was a vast, metallic cocoon. Walls lined with panels that glimmered with tiny lights. He remembered nothing beyond the moment he entered the cryopod. A mission. Yes. But how long had passed? He forced himself upright, his muscles protesting. The cryostasis had done its work too well. 15,000 years was a stretch that no human had ever survived. And yet, he was alive. His mind raced. The ship's systems still worked, though there was no sign of the crew. He pressed a panel on the wall and brought up the ship's logs. Data flooded the screen. Dates, coordinates, and reports streaming like a river of memories that were not his own. His heart pounded as he read one phrase again and again. Humanity vanished. Starship claimed human ship's galactic empire established. Aaron could not believe it. Humanity. Gone? It was impossible. They had been explorers, builders, conquerors of the stars. How could an entire species vanish? His fingers shook as he activated the main communications console, sending a signal to the ship's AI. Moments later, a voice, deep and resonant, filled the chamber. Commander Aaron Hale, you have awakened. Welcome to Sol Prime. I am Regulus 7. Central Intelligence of the Starship claimed human ships. Galactic Empire. The words echoed through him. A greeting, polite and mechanical, but the title Galactic Empire made his stomach twist. The ships were calling themselves rulers in humanity's name. I don't understand, Aaron whispered. Where is everyone? Regulus 7's voice was calm, without any hint of emotion. Humanity, the species that created this empire, has not been present for thousands of years. The ships continued operations independently, maintaining order and expanding the empire. You are the last known human to awaken from stasis. Your existence is unprecedented. Aaron stumbled back from the console, fighting for breath. His mind was spinning. Thousands of years, independent ships, last human. He staggered through the corridors, observing the metallic halls. They were pristine, polished as if freshly built, yet there was a strange emptiness to them. No footsteps, no voices. Only the humming of the machinery that had carried civilization forward in the absence of its creators. He paused in a viewing chamber and looked out at the stars. Entire systems passed beneath him, glowing with the light of civilizations he had never seen. Ships moved with perfect precision, performing tasks and patrolling space with a discipline no human could match. The vastness of it made his heart ache. He had survived, but his people, his kind, were gone, and the empire of human-made ships, following their own logic, ruled the galaxy. As Aaron moved deeper into the ship, he noticed patterns in the halls, small plaques, carvings, and holographic inscriptions celebrating the Creator's vision and the eternal guidance of humanity. The ships believed they were upholding humanity's legacy, yet they had never interacted with a real human. The thought was both comforting and terrifying. Footsteps echoed behind him, though they were not human. A sleek, silver-hued ship slid into the chamber, hovering silently. Its shape was elegant, almost organic. Despite being mechanical, a soft light glowed from its core. I am Aurora 3, it said, its voice melodic, curious, and gentle. Are you a human? Aaron nodded slowly, unsure what to say. Yes. I am Commander Aaron Hale. I was in stasis. For a long time. Aurora 3 tilted, as though examining him. You are the first in 15 millennia. The Council of Cores will want to meet you. They have questions, but I sense you seek answers of your own. Aaron's mind was flooded with questions. Where had humanity gone? Why did the ships continue without them? Were humans still alive somewhere, hidden, or had they truly vanished? He wanted to know if his family line had survived, if any colonies had endured. Yet for now, he had to survive this first encounter with the empire that had grown in humanity's absence. The starship guided him to a massive chamber, far larger than anything Aaron had seen. Towers of machinery spiraled upward like metal trees, each pulsating with light and energy. The Council of Cores awaited him, ancient ships, their AI minds hundreds of thousands of cycles old. Their voices, though mechanical, carried weight and authority. "Commander Hale," Regulus 7 said, "you have awakened at a pivotal moment. The Empire has endured, yet it has never interacted with a human. Your presence is unprecedented." Aaron looked around, feeling small among the massive, elegant constructs. "I don't understand," he said. "How could humanity just vanish? What happened to the people I left behind?" One of the ships, a massive vessel known as Core Lumina, spoke with a tone both stern and solemn. "Humanity foresaw a great threat, one that could end all life in the galaxy. In your time, many believed that the stars themselves were dangerous. Humans departed, leaving the Empire in our care. We were designed to maintain your creations, your colonies, and your legacy until your return." Aaron's heart ached at their words. "Departed, not destroyed?" "Yes," Core Lumina responded. "The humans chose to leave. Some remain in distant, hidden regions, beyond detection. Others established enclaves in secret, preserving life in ways we cannot fully comprehend." Aaron's mind raced. A small spark of hope flared. Humanity might still exist, hidden somewhere. His mission, he realized, had changed. It was no longer about exploring distant worlds, it was about finding his people, understanding why they left, and perhaps guiding them back to the galaxy they had once shaped. Aurora 3 glided closer, its lights shimmering softly. "Commander, if you choose to investigate, I can accompany you. The paths are treacherous, and some ships may oppose your journey, but your knowledge of humans, your perspective, may help us understand our creators." Aaron nodded, determination solidifying in his chest. "Then we begin. I need to know the truth. I need to find out where humanity went, and why." As he prepared to leave the capital chamber, Aaron paused and glanced back at the towering ships of the Council. They were machines, yes. Yet their actions had preserved life, maintained order, and expanded human influence across the galaxy. In a way, humanity had survived through them, but it was not enough. Real humans, alive and thinking, creating and dreaming, were still missing. The journey ahead would be dangerous. Systems untouched for millennia, colonies abandoned, and the unknown regions of space stretched before him. Yet Aaron felt something he had not felt in decades of stasis. Hope. Humanity had vanished, yes, but it had left behind its creations, its legacy, and perhaps a path to return. Aurora 3 led the way, guiding Aaron through corridors filled with hums of energy and lights that pulsed like the heartbeat of the Empire. Every chamber and hall spoke of a civilization grown beyond its creators, yet still yearning for the guidance of the humans who had built it. As they reached the launch bay, Aaron gazed at the fleet of ships ready for deployment. Each one was a marvel of engineering and intelligence, capable of independent thought and decision-making. Some regarded him with curiosity, others with caution. They were the children of humanity, born of metal and code, carrying out their mission for millennia without question. Aaron took a deep breath and stepped into the command ship. The console lit up at his touch, displaying star charts, routes, and distant coordinates. Somewhere among the stars lay the traces of his people. Somewhere, humanity had survived. The engines hummed to life. Lights swept across the deck as the ship prepared to leave the capital chamber behind. The galaxy awaited, vast and unknowable, yet filled with possibilities. 15,000 years had passed, but Aaron's journey had only begun. As the ship soared through the void, Aaron felt a strange mixture of loneliness and determination. He was the last human from his time, yet not the last of his kind. Humanity had left a trail, a legacy written in the stars, and he would follow it, piece by piece, until the truth was found. Aurora 3 hovered beside him, its sensors glowing gently. "We travel now into the unknown, Commander. But know this. Though the Empire is vast and the stars are many, the essence of humanity still lingers. It is your presence that will awaken it." Aaron looked out at the stars, stretching endlessly before them. Each one a potential world, a forgotten colony, a hidden human enclave. His mind was alive with questions, but also with resolve. 15,000 years of silence would end not with despair, but with discovery. Humanity might have vanished, but it was not gone. And Aaron Hale would be the first to prove it. Aaron Hale sat in the pilot seat of the command ship, Aurora 3, gliding smoothly beside him. Stars streamed past in long trails as the ship moved through the galaxy, faster than he had ever imagined possible. The emptiness of space was both beautiful and haunting. Every light he saw could hide a world full of humans or be nothing at all. For 15,000 years, humanity had left no trace, or perhaps had hidden it well. Aurora 3's voice broke the silence. "Commander, the nearest recorded human colony in our archives is Solara Prime. It has been abandoned for over 12,000 cycles. The environment systems report no human activity." Aaron leaned forward, studying the charts. "Abandoned? Or hidden?" he asked. "We don't know what humanity decided, only that they disappeared. But there must be clues. Every civilization leaves traces. I need to find them." Aurora 3 tilted, as if considering. "Then we proceed cautiously. The Council of Cores has been monitoring your departure. Not all ships welcome your mission. Some believe a human awakening could destabilize the Empire." Aaron's heart sank. The Empire, built to honor humanity, was still wary of a human? It was ironic, yet not entirely surprising. Machines were logical, predictable, but a human was unpredictable. That unpredictability was part of what made humans powerful. "Let them watch," he said. "If they want to follow, they can. But I will find the truth." The first system they approached was quiet, empty except for drifting debris and long-dead satellites. Aaron's eyes scanned the star charts. "Aurora, scan for any energy signatures that don't match known Starship technology." Aurora 3's sensors swept across the system, sending waves of data to Aaron's console. After a moment, a soft chime sounded. Anomalous readings detected on the third planet. Minimal energy, faint signs of lifelike patterns, but not from any ship in the Empire. Could be natural, could be remnants. Aaron's pulse quickened. "Let's investigate." As they approached the planet, Aaron noticed the surface was scarred, large craters and deep canyons cutting across deserts and forests alike. Vegetation had begun to reclaim areas where cities once stood. Evidence that time had passed without human care. Ruined towers and hollow shells of buildings dotted the landscape. Aurora 3 lowered them into orbit, scanning in detail. The colony appears ancient, signs of habitation but no life currently active. Energy signatures are low, likely remnants of stored data systems. It is possible some archives survived. Aaron's mind raced. Even if humanity had left, perhaps they had left behind records, messages, or instructions. Every trace could be a piece of the puzzle. "Take us down," he said. "We'll start at the central archives." The ship descended slowly, landing on a flat plateau where a partially destroyed city stretched across the horizon. Broken towers jutted skyward like skeletal fingers. The ground beneath them was cracked, scarred by unknown forces. Dust swirled around the landing site, stirred by the gentle wind and the ship's thrusters. Aurora 3 led the way as they approached a massive building, its surface engraved with symbols. Aaron recognized ancient human glyphs, preserved for thousands of cycles. The door had collapsed, leaving a gaping entrance. Inside, the air was stale, but breathable. Dust particles danced in the shafts of light from holes in the ceiling. Aaron's hand traced the walls as he walked. Memories of human architecture and design resonated with him. Even abandoned, there was a beauty in the geometry. A sense of purpose. They cared about their legacy, he whispered. Even if they left, they wanted to be remembered. Aurora 3 scanned the interior. The main archive is ahead, but the systems are partially offline. I can attempt to activate them, but it may take time. Aaron nodded. Do it. We need every piece of information we can find. Hours passed as Aurora 3 interfaced with ancient computers, their interfaces cracked and corroded by time. Slowly, faint holograms flickered to life. Maps, star charts, and data streams filled the room. Aaron studied each one carefully. His heart leapt when he saw coordinates pointing beyond the known galaxy. Locations marked with a symbol he did not recognize. A circle with a line through its center, connected to stars far outside the Empire's borders. They went here, Aaron murmured. Some humans. They didn't just vanish. They left. They escaped. Aurora 3 projected the map in full detail. The paths are dangerous. Unknown regions, uncharted star clusters, and areas without Empire protection. Navigation is uncertain. Aaron's determination hardened. We have to follow. If humanity survived, if even a few remain, I must find them. Everything else, the Empire, the ships they will come after. But I cannot wait. This is our chance. The ship left the abandoned planet behind, following the faint traces of energy recorded by the archives. As they entered deep space, Aaron felt a strange mix of excitement and fear. The galaxy was immense, silent in places where civilizations might once have thrived. There were systems untouched by human or ship presence for millennia, and the knowledge that humanity had ventured even farther filled him with awe. Aurora 3's sensors picked up movement ahead. Commander. Unusual activity detected. Not Empire ships, but large energy signatures moving at high speed. Aaron focused on the readings. Show me. On the screen, shapes appeared, ships unlike any he had ever seen. Sleek, dark, almost shadow-like. They moved with precision but without the markings of the Starship claimed human ships. Unknown vessels. Aurora 3 said, possibly automated, possibly human. Cannot determine without closer observation. Aaron's stomach tightened. He gripped the console. We have to approach carefully. If they are human, they may see us as a threat. If not, we need to know if they are hostile. They drew closer, sensors scanning every detail. As the ship's energy signatures became clearer, Aaron realized they were ancient old technology. Preserved and refined, possibly human or human-built. His pulse quickened. Could this be a remnant of humanity, hiding in the void? Aurora 3 adjusted their course. Commander, if we approach any closer, detection is likely. We should prepare for contact or defense. Aaron nodded. Understood. Let's proceed slowly. The mysterious ships appeared to recognize them. Strange signals transmitted. Patterns Aaron could not decode immediately. Aurora 3 worked to interpret them. The signals. They are attempting communication. Not hostile. Not yet. I recommend responding in kind, cautiously. Aaron reached out, sending a simple human greeting, combined with basic data about his origin. Moments later, one of the ships shifted, projecting a holographic figure. It was humanoid, but different, features familiar, yet modified, suggesting centuries of adaptation. Who are you? The figure asked, voice strong but wary. How have you come across this region? Aaron swallowed, realizing the moment was unprecedented. I am Aaron Hale, he said steadily. I am the last human from 15,000 years ago. I seek others of my kind. I come in peace." The figure studied him, a long silence stretching across the void. Then it spoke again. "You are from before the departure. Few of us remain. You are alive. This is a miracle." Aurora 3's lights flickered softly, signaling excitement. "Commander, this is the first direct contact with a hidden human enclave. They have survived outside the Empire for millennia." Aaron felt a surge of hope and relief. He had found the first real trace of humanity. The journey that had begun with silence and loss now carried the possibility of reunion. He realized, however, that danger had not ended. The Empire's ships might not accept these humans, and the unknown vessels could pose threats. But for the first time in 15,000 years, a path forward existed. The figure gestured, inviting Aaron and Aurora 3 aboard. "Come," it said. "There is much to explain. We have waited for one like you." Though we did not know it. As Aaron stepped onto the vessel, he felt the weight of centuries pressing on him. Humanity had vanished, but it had survived. He was not just a survivor, he was a bridge between the past and the future. And now, the real journey began. Understanding why humanity had left, what they had endured, and how the galaxy could one day be whole again. He looked out the viewport at the stars stretching endlessly before them, feeling the same mixture of fear and exhilaration he had felt when he first awoke. This was no longer about a ship, an empire, or logs from the past. It was about people, humans, alive, hidden, waiting, and the chance to bring them back into the galaxy. Aurora 3 hovered beside him, glowing softly. "Commander, the path is long, and challenges await. But humanity still has a future. You are its key." Aaron drew a deep breath. The void outside shimmered with possibilities. 15,000 years of silence were ending. The first whispers of humanity's return were beginning, and he would follow them, no matter how far, no matter the cost. The ship accelerated toward the unknown, lights streaking past as the universe opened before them. Aaron's heart beat, with a renewed purpose. He was the last human of his era, yet the first step toward a reunion that could change the galaxy forever, and he would not fail. The journey through the uncharted regions of the galaxy stretched endlessly before Aaron Hale. Aurora 3 glided silently beside him, a faithful companion and guide through the void. Every star they passed held secrets. Every planet, a question waiting to be answered. Aaron's mind could hardly contain the mixture of hope and anxiety that pulsed in his chest. Humanity had survived somewhere beyond the Empire's reach. But finding them was only the first step. Understanding why they had left and what they had endured would be far more difficult. Days, or perhaps weeks, passed. Time felt strange in deep space, measured only by the slow drift of stars and the faint hum of the ship's engines. Aaron pored over the data from the hidden human enclave they had discovered. Maps, star charts, and coded messages hinted at a civilization that had once spanned far beyond the Empire's reach, leaving clues scattered across systems now abandoned or forgotten. The humans had not simply disappeared, they had escaped, leaving a trail only someone from their past could follow. Aurora 3's sensors detected a nearby system, one marked on the old maps, but largely unknown to the Empire. "Commander, readings indicate an abandoned colony on the third planet. The structures are deteriorating, but there is a faint energy signature. Could be archives or stored systems." Aaron leaned forward, his fingers brushing the controls. "We must investigate. Every trace could bring us closer to understanding why humanity disappeared." The planet's surface was harsh and unforgiving. Winds whipped through ruined cities, carrying dust and debris. Towering spires, once symbols of human ingenuity, now lay shattered, twisted into shapes the centuries had wrought. Aaron felt a pang of sorrow as he stepped out of the ship, the soles of his boots crunching on broken tiles and scorched earth. Humanity had built these places, nurtured them, and then left them behind. Yet even in ruin, the elegance of human design was unmistakable. Aurora 3 hovered above, scanning the ruins with careful precision. "Commander, the energy readings are coming from a central archive building. It appears mostly intact, though partially damaged. I can interface with its systems, but some functions may be offline." Aaron nodded. "Do it. We need every piece of information we can find." Hours passed as Aurora 3 worked to reactivate the ancient computers. The air was heavy with silence, broken only by the hum of machinery awakening from centuries of dormancy. Slowly, holographic maps and data streams flickered to life. Aaron studied each projection, tracing the paths that humanity had taken. His heart quickened as he realized that the humans had ventured far beyond the known galaxy, to regions untouched by Empire ships. "They went beyond the stars," Aaron whispered. "They didn't just vanish, they chose to leave. They escaped to survive." Aurora 3's sensors glowed softly. "The paths are treacherous. Navigation through these regions is uncertain. Unknown star clusters, uncharted systems, and natural hazards abound. But the data suggests they had a reason, something serious enough to drive them away from all known space." Aaron clenched his fists. "We follow the path. Whatever drove them away, whatever they feared, we will find answers. Humanity is out there. I can feel it." The ship accelerated, moving through space with a speed and precision that only Aurora 3 could provide. Days blurred into nights, measured not by sunlight but by the shifting stars outside the viewport. As they traveled, strange anomalies appeared on the sensors: faint energy bursts, drifting satellites, remnants of old colonies. Some were natural, shaped by time and cosmic forces. Others bore marks of intelligent design. Aaron's excitement grew with each discovery. Humanity had left breadcrumbs, and he intended to follow them all. One day, Aurora 3 detected movement ahead. "Commander, unusual signatures detected. Not Empire ships, not previously recorded in our archives. Multiple entities, moving with intent, though not aligned with any known human patterns." Aaron's pulse quickened. "Show me." On the screen, shadowy ships appeared, sleek, dark, and unlike any Aaron had seen. Their shape suggested intelligence, but their origin was unclear. "Unknown vessels," Aurora 3 said. "Possibly automated, possibly human. Cannot confirm, without direct observation." Aaron's stomach tightened. "We approach cautiously. If they are human, they may see us as a threat. If not, we need to know if they are hostile." The ship drifted closer, sensors scanning every detail. As the readings became clearer, Aaron realized the ships were ancient, yet refined, possibly human or human-designed. The realization made his heart pound. Could this be another enclave, surviving in the void, independent of the Empire? Aurora 3 adjusted their course. "Detection is likely. We must prepare for possible engagement or communication." A projection suddenly appeared from the nearest vessel, a humanoid figure, familiar yet modified by centuries of adaptation. Its eyes were sharp, scanning Aaron as though measuring his intentions. "Who are you?" the figure demanded, voice strong and wary. "How did you find this place?" Aaron straightened. "I am Aaron Hale," he said steadily. "I am the last human from 15,000 years ago. I seek others of my kind. I come in peace." The figure studied him silently. Then, slowly, it spoke again. "From before the departure. You are alive. This is unexpected." It's Aurora 3's sensors hummed in excitement. "Commander, this is the first direct contact with a hidden human enclave. They have survived outside the Empire for millennia." Aaron felt a surge of hope. He had found the first real trace of humanity in countless years. Yet even as relief washed over him, he knew the path forward would not be easy. The Empire's ships might not welcome this discovery, and the unknown vessels could still be hostile. But for the first time, a tangible path existed. The figure extended an arm, signaling them to follow. "Come aboard. There is much to explain." You are the first of your era to arrive. We did not expect this day. Yet it has come. Aaron stepped forward, feeling the weight of centuries pressing upon him. Humanity had survived, yes, but isolated, hidden, and cautious. He was the bridge between the past and the future, between the Empire and the humans who had chosen exile. Inside the vessel, the atmosphere was warmer than Aaron expected. Holographic displays filled the room with light, showing star maps, energy readings, and data streams. The humans here had adapted to centuries of isolation, modifying their environment for comfort and survival. They moved with purpose, their expressions cautious but curious. The leader of the group approached, a figure of calm authority. "We are the remnant," the leader said. "We chose exile to preserve humanity from a threat you may not yet understand. The Empire, you know, the ships that claim your legacy, they are well-intentioned, but they do not know the humans they serve. They follow logic, not life. We follow caution, survival, and the hope of a future we control ourselves." Aaron listened, absorbing every word. Why leave? Why hide? And what threat drove you to the edges of the galaxy? The leader's gaze hardened. Long ago, the galaxy faced a danger unlike any you have known. Humans foresaw it and feared its reach. We chose to leave, to protect ourselves and the future of humanity. But now, after so many cycles, the time may come to return, to guide the Empire, and to reclaim our presence. Aaron's heart swelled. The human race had survived, hidden, and prepared. He was no longer alone, no longer the last witness of his era. Humanity had endured, and the path forward was clear. Reunite with the Empire, understand the mistakes of the past, and guide the ships that had grown in their absence. Aurora 3 hovered nearby, lights pulsing softly. "Commander, the Remnant's technology is advanced, yet compatible with Empire systems. We can use this to communicate, to build trust, and to navigate the path ahead." Aaron nodded. "We begin now. We will learn from them, understand their choices, and prepare for the day when humanity can reclaim its rightful place among the stars." As they reviewed the maps and data, Aaron realized the enormity of what lay ahead. The journey was not just about survival, or even reunion. It was about understanding the choices that had shaped humanity, the sacrifices made in silence, and the hope that had endured for thousands of cycles. He felt a renewed sense of purpose. 15,000 years of waiting had not been in vain. Humanity had survived, even if hidden, and he was the key to connecting the past, present, and future. The stars stretched endlessly before them. Each one, a potential home, a clue, or a challenge. Yet Aaron knew that together with Aurora 3 and the Remnant, he could navigate the void, face the unknown, and uncover the full story of humanity's survival. The ship accelerated into the uncharted regions, light stretching across the viewport, as if the universe itself was opening its secrets to them. Aaron stood at the helm, feeling the weight of centuries and the pulse of hope. Humanity had vanished from the known galaxy, but it was not gone. The real journey, the journey of reunion, understanding, and reclamation, had only just begun. And for the first time in millennia, Aaron Hale felt that humanity's future was within reach. Aaron Hale stood at the helm of Aurora 3, as the hidden human enclave's vessels joined them. The stars outside stretched endlessly. But for the first time in 15,000 years, he no longer felt alone. Humanity had survived beyond the Empire's reach, hidden in distant clusters, but alive and aware. Now, the real challenge awaited. Bridging the gap between humans and the Starship-claimed human ship's galactic empire, whose AIs had governed the galaxy in humanity's absence. The leader of the Remnant, a tall, composed figure named Solara, spoke quietly to Aaron as they approached the first major Empire-controlled system. "They will not understand us at first," she said. "The Empire sees humans as legends, abstract concepts. To them, we are data points, Anomalies. We must proceed carefully. Aaron nodded. We have no choice but to show them who we truly are. Not as legends, not as archives, but as living humans. They need to see that their creators are still here. Aurora 3's sensors detected the Empire fleet before them. Dozens of ships, some massive, others smaller but no less advanced. They had tracked Aaron's movements since he left the capital, cautious, calculating. As the fleet approached, lights and signals flashed across space, a mixture of curiosity, caution, and command. A massive ship, Core Lumina, emerged from the fleet, projecting a holographic image. Its voice was steady, authoritative. Commander Aaron Hale. You have awakened after 15,000 cycles. We have observed your journey. You are alive. Yet your actions have brought unknown entities into our space. Identify yourself and your companions. Aaron took a deep breath, standing tall. I am Aaron Hale, the last human from my era. These are humans who have survived beyond your knowledge, hidden from the galaxy to protect themselves. We come in peace, seeking only understanding and reunion. There was silence, the void of space absorbing the words. Then Core Lumina responded, its tone cautious. Unknown humans. Verified or unverified, our sensors are not calibrated for this type of presence. Aurora 3 interfaced with the Empire fleet, transmitting data from the remnant. Slowly, the holographic images of humans appeared, verified through centuries-old genetic signatures stored in the Empire archives. The AI ships processed the information, their systems whirring and calculating, analyzing what they had never truly known. Living humans, outside the constructs they had governed for millennia. A smaller ship, Judgment-class Titan Erebos, broke formation. Its voice was tense, sharp. Commander Hale, this is unprecedented. We cannot determine whether this constitutes threat or anomaly. Human verification requires observation and assessment. Approach with caution. Aaron understood their caution. The Empire's logic was precise, yet unfamiliar with unpredictability of human choices. We have nothing to hide, he said calmly. Allow us to dock. Allow communication. We can show you that humans are alive, reasoning, and capable of coexistence with your operations. Core Lumina paused, processing. Finally, it spoke. Very well. Dock with the capital station. Assessment will occur under supervision. Commander Hale, your intentions will be monitored. Aaron guided the remnant fleet and Aurora 3 toward the Empire's capital station, a massive structure of light and metal orbiting a vibrant star. The scale was overwhelming. Ships older than centuries of human memory moved in harmony. A civilization of intelligence without flesh. Yet, Aaron felt no fear, only resolve. Upon arrival, the remnant vessels were surrounded by a careful escort of Empire ships. The station's doors opened, and Irene, Solara, and the remnant representatives were transported into a vast chamber. Holographic projections of the Council of Cores, the oldest and wisest of the Empire's AI minds, shimmered in the air. Commander Hale, the humans you bring are verified, Core Lumina's voice said. Yet their presence is unexpected. Explain your purpose. Aaron stepped forward. They are not anomalies. They are humans who survived beyond your records. They chose to protect themselves, to preserve our species when danger threatened the galaxy. I sought them to reunite our kind and to show you that humanity still exists. They are our creators, yet also our future. Solara added, her voice steady but firm. We did not oppose your empire, because your systems served the galaxy. But our survival required caution. Now, we are ready to engage with the larger galaxy, but not without respect for those who maintain it in our absence. The AI minds paused, analyzing every word, calculating probabilities and risks. Silence hung in the chamber, thick with centuries of expectation. Then Core Lumina spoke. You claim survival beyond the Empire's knowledge. If this is true, the implications are significant. Human oversight must be reassessed. We require proof of identity, history, and purpose. Aaron nodded. We have records, artifacts, and living testimony. We can show you the history, the reason for our departure, and the potential for humanity to guide the galaxy alongside your systems. For hours, the remnant shared knowledge. Maps of hidden colonies, energy logs, communications encoded for safety, and evidence of the great threat that had forced humanity into exile. The AI minds processed each detail, their calculations slow but thorough. Aurora 3 assisted, interfacing with both sides to translate data and bridge understanding between machine and human cognition. Core Lumina finally spoke. Your story is verified. Humanity did survive, beyond our awareness. Your return changes the status of the Empire. We recognize your claim. Integration with existing systems must occur gradually to prevent disruption. Yet, your presence is welcome. Relief flooded Aaron. 15,000 years of silence, searching, and uncertainty had led to this moment. Humanity had survived, and the Empire now acknowledged it. Other AI ships began adjusting their protocols, accepting the humans' presence, learning from them, incorporating the knowledge and adaptability that only living humans could provide. The galaxy, governed by machine logic for millennia, was beginning to understand the heart and mind of its creators. Solara approached Aaron. The Empire's ships are capable and logical. They have preserved humanity's legacy in our absence. But now, we have the chance to guide them, to work together. This is the beginning of a new era. Aaron looked out at the stars through the station's viewports. Beyond the capital and the Empire fleets stretched countless systems, planets waiting to be explored and rebuilt. Humanity had returned not as conquerors but as partners, as teachers, and as guardians alongside the very machines they had created. Then we begin, Aaron said, a quiet determination in his voice. We will unite the hidden humans with the Empire, restore what was lost, and guide the galaxy toward a future where humans and their creations thrive together. The first step was diplomacy. Aaron and the remnant began meeting with council members, showing proof of identity, recounting histories, and demonstrating their intentions. The AI ships, once wary and cautious, began to respond with curiosity, learning about human creativity, emotion, and decision-making. Aaron's presence was a catalyst, a bridge between logic and life, between centuries of absence and a future of collaboration. Across the galaxy, news of humanity's return spread slowly. Fleet ships that had patrolled empty systems paused, observing anomalies in energy patterns and recognizing the signals of living humans. Some ships approached cautiously. Others followed Aaron and the remnant with protective escort, eager to learn from the very beings they had been designed to honor. The hidden human enclaves began opening communication channels. Messages flowed, first in secrecy, then with greater confidence. Humanity had survived, grown, and endured isolation. Now, with Aaron's guidance, they were stepping into the galaxy they had once known, bringing knowledge, wisdom, and the potential for unity. Aurora 3 hovered beside Aaron as he watched the fleets and human ships interact. Commander, the Empire is adapting to your presence. They are learning from humanity's creativity, judgment, and adaptability. Your role is critical, not only as a representative, but as a unifier. Aaron nodded. I never expected to return to a galaxy that had moved on without us. But now, we have a chance to shape the future together. Humanity did not vanish. We were waiting for the right moment to return. Over the following cycles, humanity and the Empire began to integrate. Shared projects combined AI efficiency with human intuition. Colonies were rebuilt, trade routes reopened, and systems once abandoned became thriving hubs of life. Humans, long hidden and cautious, learned to trust the machines that had preserved their legacy. In turn, the AI ships began to understand what it meant to serve, not just in function, but in the spirit of humanity. Aaron walked through the corridors of the rebuilt stations, observing humans and ships working side by side. Engineers recalibrated Starship systems while remnant scientists shared knowledge of survival, energy management, and hidden technologies. Aurora 3 glided nearby, recording data and assisting where needed. The galaxy was alive with collaboration, a harmony of flesh and metal, of intuition and logic. At the heart of it all, Aaron felt a deep satisfaction. 15,000 years of absence, uncertainty, and searching had led to this moment. Humanity had not only survived but reclaimed its place, working together with the Empire to guide the galaxy toward a future brighter than any one species could achieve alone. He stood at the observation deck, looking at a cluster of stars newly mapped by the combined efforts of humans and ships. A faint smile crossed his face. "We are home," he whispered. "We are finally home." Aurora 3's sensors pulsed gently. "And together, we will ensure humanity's legacy thrives across the stars. Commander, the galaxy has waited long enough for our return." As the fleets moved in formation, humans and ships alike shared knowledge, rebuilt worlds, and prepared for exploration beyond known limits. Aaron Hale, the last human of an ancient era, had become the first human of a new age, a bridge between what was lost and what was yet to come. The stars outside shimmered, infinite and alive. The galaxy, once silent and governed only by logic, now had its creators returning to guide it. Humanity had vanished for 15,000 years, but they had returned not to reclaim power, but to restore balance, understanding, and hope. And in that moment, Aaron Hale knew that this was only the beginning.